I'm back. This is going to be part 4 of the naming of cats video series, where I give the rest of the cats names, their 3 names. Most of them only have 2 names right now. Some of them have, the original cast all has 3 names. I mentioned earlier that I'm a cat because my rising sign is Leo, who's a cat. My moon is also in Leo, and my moon is in trine to Jupiter and also to the planets Mercury and Mars. So the moon is a waning moon, but it's 2 days after the full moon, so it's still pretty full. And again, as a Christian, we don't teach to predict the future using astrology. We teach against it. We don't believe in horoscopes and such. I believe in free will. I believe everything, including the planets, were made by God. I don't believe in outer space. I believe in a flat earth. I think the planets are either entities or angels appointed by God. The book of Enoch says some planets were sentenced to hell or are in hell because they didn't move at the appointed time in the way, or they moved out of their appointed places. It's interesting. I'm back on here because I forgot to tell you, I said colloidal silver when you're sick. It boosts your immune system. It kills pathogens. Well, I'm trying a new colloidal silver. It's called Ultimate Recourse Covalent Silver Ozone Immune System Booster. I take 1 teaspoon once or twice daily under my tongue, like you put the holy anointing, the CBD holy anointing oil I talked about in video 3, under your tongue, 5 drops of it under your tongue. Suitable for long, it's not regular colloidal silver, it's covalent silver ozone. Distributed by Tren LLC, or TREN, P.O. Box 4222, Huntington Beach, California. That's Huntington, Beach, California, 92605. www.pathogenassassin.com. That's pathogenassassin.com. www.pathogenassassin.com. Made in the USA. Dietary supplement, 8 fluid ounces. You can even mix it in water. If you're pregnant, nursing, have an allergic reaction to trace minerals, or have chronic, recurring symptoms or illness, consult your healthcare specialist before using this product. Those who suffer from long-term illness should consult a healthcare specialist before starting any dietary regimen. So it says suitable for long-term storage and emergency preparedness. Detoxification. Some individuals may experience a detox reaction. Symptoms can include mild to moderate headache, joint pain, sweating, nausea, flu-like symptoms without fever, malaise, a red rash, skeletal pain, and itching. These are the results of the body building the immune system against infections and should not be seen as a negative or adverse reaction. Detox reactions are known as healing crises. A healing crisis occurs when there is an excess amount of harmful microorganisms present in your body. You may pause supplementation with Pathogen Assist for 28 to 48 hours should this occur. Resume at a lesser daily serving to allow the body to maintain balance, then increase. Individuals with sensitive symptoms typically observe better tolerance after using Upkosh, trademark, UPCOSH, Upkosh, for 1 or 2 weeks. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. They used to put silver coins in their water back in the day when they needed help against pathogens. I don't have a dropper of my Source Naturals or is it Enzymatic Therapy brand of colloidal silver, which is the only brand I trust. Don't use any brand of colloidal silver because if they do it wrong, your skin can turn silver. So it has to be from a reputable health food store dealer. These are the concentrated trace mineral drops from the Great Salt Lake. Well, silver is in here. Anything that's on the periodic table of elements found in nature is usually in the Great Salt Lake trace minerals. And you need trace minerals. You need them from a plant source. But since they're not in our soils, since farmers don't put rock dust or granite dust back in the soil to refurbish the soil for minerals, because the bacteria break down the minerals so the plant can absorb them. And then you need to supplement them. Dr. Wallach, pig arthritis formula, Dr. Wallach recommends colloidal minerals, which from a shell deposit, but it's high in aluminum. These are ionic minerals, so they're inorganic. They're not as absorbable, apparently, but they don't have high aluminum content, which I don't think you want aluminum, especially not from vaccines, which are injected in you that contain mercury preserved thimerosal or aluminum. But the health is not why I'm uploading this video. I realized I discovered I'm always discovering new things about Cats the Musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber. First, I found out that there was Grell Tiger's Last Stand poem emitted from the 1998 musical DVD with Elaine Page singing Memory, and that cast. However, he did compose a song for Grell Tiger's Last Stand, and it's been in the musical if you see it in person. Well, I thought I had seen it all, or all of it was on YouTube, until I realized what my Boise State literature professor told me, that there was a poem about a parrot, and somehow she knew I was going to do cats in some way or another, or she wouldn't have mentioned the poem, because T.S. Eliot was an English author, and I was taking a course in American literature. So I found out there's a song based on this poem in Cats. I had no idea, other than it was mentioned in Gus the Theater Cat and Billy McCaw's ballad, The Ballad of Billy McCaw. A song that was on YouTube that I never heard. Didn't bother to listen to the part with Billy McCaw. I listened to Grell Tiger's Last Stand part of the music, and then eventually I saw the video of the play of it, the Broadway Cats part of Grell Tiger's Last Stand. But only recently did I see the Broadway part of Billy McCaw, the Ballad of Billy McCaw. Who's Billy McCaw? It's not a cat, although a cat is singing about it. Two cats in a bar, and some pub people are singing about it. Billy McCaw is a parrot. So now we know T.S. Eliot's done a poem about cats, a poem about dogs and cats, a poem about cows, who he despises. It's you'll have to read the poem about cows that T.S. Eliot wrote. I don't know, he must have wrote it after cats, but I'm not sure. Billy McCaw is a parrot. So from UF Marcia Byron, Department of English, here's an article on social media or YouTube or Google called Oktoberfest Poems, Billy McCaw Meets John Barleycorn. So before I get into it, no, I have not made a music video of Billy McCaw. I mean, what I mean is, if you take Garfield, The Tale of Two Kitties, the movie with Bill Murray as the voice of Garfield, and you do the scenes that are on YouTube in the video, you could put the song to the end of that video where Garfield is gallivanting about his mansion, which belongs to the other cat. You could use that as a concept video, because it is a drinking song, and pubs are traditional drinking songs. The Star Spangled Banner is a song derived using a melody from a British pub drinking song. So I don't know what significance it could be. In Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties, the movie, it's not that old. It's on YouTube, or you can watch it online. You can rent it online and watch the full movie. There is a parrot in that movie, actually, who has a scene in a kitchen when Garfield is cooking lasagna with the other animals. Why Garfield is the only one who can stand on his hind legs, I don't know. So that's my idea for that song. I don't have any other ideas for a drinking song. But let's see what this article says about it. It's published October 2nd, 2004, category as a blog, by Marsha Bryant. I assume that's a professor at University, wherever that is. It goes, it's that time of year again, when chillier morns and earlier sunsets harken us back to pubs, pints, and poetry. No Oktoberfest library is complete without a requisite pool of modern and contemporary poems from the UK. Two poets that anchor my modern British poetry courses, American-born T.S. Eliot and current laureate Carol Ann Duffy, offer hearty pours of vernacular verse that pair nicely with Oktoberfest. Read aloud, their robustness bursts off the tongue and the page. Eliot's Billy Macaw, the Remarkable Parrot, first appeared in the Queen's Book of the Red Cross in 1939, before it enlivened the original, which is about the time when Cats was published 3 months before 2000 or 1940, 2 or 3 months before 1940. The Queen's Book of the Red Cross, 1939, before it enlivened the original London production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats. You can watch a performance of the song here. Eliot sets Billy Macaw in an imagined pub, the Old Bull and the Bush, a boisterous place on a Saturday night. There was 2 kinds of beer, the thick and the clear. A very nice house it was, oh dear. I'll never forget it. From basement to garret, a very nice house. But it was the parrot named Billy Macaw, that brought all those folks to the bar, summoned by barmaid Lily LaRose. Billy Macaw played the patron's emotions with his range of snappy and sappy tunes. For Eliot, the pub house was part of the whole way of life of a people. Indeed, his famous definition of British culture includes pub games, the pin table, the dartboard, along with Derby Day, Wensleydale cheese, boiled cabbage, and the music of Elgar. I believe Elgar wrote Pomp and Circumstance, which is what you march to when you graduate from high school or college. According to Valerie Eliot, her husband based the poem on the resident parrot at London's Charles Lamb pub, which was then the Prince Albert. Duffy's John Barleycorn, the pub culture she calls Britain's soul, is becoming a vanishing way of life in the 21st century. The poem's legendary namesake dies and regenerates through harvest brewing, drinking songs and poems. Robert Burns' John Barleycorn, a ballad, being the most famous. Each stanza draws its energy from its litany of pubs, giving pleasure to the tongue as it revives personal reminiscence and restores cultural memory. Here's an excerpt from that poem, which is not T.S. Eliot's. He knew the ram, the lamb, the lion, and the swan, white hart, blue boar, red dragon, fox, and hounds. I saw him in the 3 goats' heads, and black bull, and dun cow, shoulder of mutton, griffin, unicorn, green man, beer born, good health, long life, John Barleycorn. The poem speaker recalls these pubs to palpable being through the act of naming, like an alehouse Adam. as in Adam and Eve. BBC Two produced a striking video of Duffy reading the poem for The Culture Show in 2009. You can find Duffy's John Barleycorn in her recent volume, The Bees. An American version appeared last year. Be sure to have a poem with your pint this Oktoberfest. You'll find the pub poems please the palate of hop and malt lovers alike. MB. References. Pub photo, the Victoria, London. Bayswater, www.heritagepubs.org.uk/pubs. Number 1, The Queen's Book of the Red Cross, 1939, page 53, UF Rare Books Collection. 2, T.S. Eliot, Notes Towards a Definition of Culture, 1948, page 31. 3, The Letters of T.S. Eliot, Volume 4, 1928 to 1929, edition Valerie Eliot. 4, Carol Ann Duffy, The Bees, 2011, 29 to 30. Tagged as Carol Ann Duffy Oktoberfest Poetry, T.S. Eliot. Calliope of the Communities of Women's Poetry. The Modernist Long Poem Goes to the Movies. I guess that's an article. My UFL. University of Florida, Gainesville, Florida, 32611. Call them at 352-392-3261. Page updated October 15th, 2014. This page uses Google Analytics, Google privacy policy. I'm just looking through. It was really hard to bring up any information about that poem. I think you would have to order the book. I think you would actually have to order the book of poems. Yeah, buying books is expensive, so I'm going to go to YouTube for a second. Poetry by T.S. Eliot. I'm just curious to see what it will pull up.
Results for Poetry by T.S. Eliot.
You can, on YouTube, you can listen to a video of poetry, The Love Song of J. Alfred Perfrock by T.S. Eliot, read by Tom Hidd. I can't read the rest of it, but it's on the Zuzana Ulik YouTube channel from 2 years ago. That's capital Z, lowercase everything, SUZSANNA, then space, uppercase U, then lowercase everything, HLIK YouTube channel. And it's on the Tim 24 Frames YouTube channel. The Hollow Men, read by T.S. Eliot, read by Jeremy Irons, on the Wise Hill YouTube channel, spelled WAISEHELL. Understanding Poetry, The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot, Think Big Animation YouTube channel. The Wasteland, T.S. Eliot, read by Alec Guinness, on the Model Slan Jr.'s Select Poems by T.S. Eliot. Okay, it's a bookstore. Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats you can listen to for free. Poetry in Exile, T.S. Eliot, 4 Quarters, Professor Bellina Jack, on the Gresham College YouTube channel. He didn't write a lot of poems. His poem about cows was hilarious. Let's see if I could bring it up. A poem about cows by T.S. Eliot is called what? Okay, I'm going to read this poem because it's worth the time. Because he didn't write a lot of poems, whatever he wrote is valuable. He wrote some plays, and some short, something like The Wasteland. Okay, so here's T.S. Eliot, Cows. This is by Poetry and Multimedia, published on Monday, June 8th, 2015. You can watch on YouTube, apparently, but I'll read it for my channel. Of all the beasts that God allows in England's green and pleasant land, I most of all dislike the cows. Their ways I do not understand. It puzzles me why they should stare at me, who am so innocent. Their stupid gaze is hard to bear. It's positively truculent. I'm very inconspicuous, and scarlet ties I never wear. I'm not a London transport bus, and yet at me they always stare. You may reply, to fear a cow is cowardice, the rustic scorns. But still your reason must allow that I am weak and she has horns. But most I am afraid when walking with country dames in brogues and tweeds, who will persist in hearty talking and stopping to discuss the breeds. To country people cows are mild and flee from any stick they throw, but I am a Tibbet town bred child, and all the cattle seem to know. But when in fields alone I stroll, oh, then in vain their horns are tossed, in vain their bloodshot eyes they roll. Of me they shall not make their boast, beyond the hedge of 5-barred gate. My sober wishes never stray, in vain their prongs may lie in wait, for I can always run away, or I can take sanctuary in friendly oak or apple tree. Cows by T.S. Eliot. So we know he's written about 4 different animals, and I'm excited to find out more about what he's written, and I hope you do the same. And I think this might be the last now a 4-part video series on the naming of cats. And I don't know if I'm going to make a music video from the parrot poem, but my suggestion is a good one. And I don't think there's any more music or poems to possibly think about possible videos for them. But some things don't need videos. The music videos I made on my YouTube channel in the past year and a half is when I started making the cats videos, although the cats videos are from 10 years, the first 3 cats videos are from 10 years ago, when the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian came out, and when Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Walt Disney, the live-action remake, came out. I paired the songs to that, and when Puss in Boots appeared in Shrek's DreamWorks Christmas special, those were the first 3 cat videos I made. 10 years later, in 2021, I posted them to YouTube, curious to see if they would post. They did. And then I made Sarah Brightman's, is where I got the music for that mostly, and an Andrew Lloyd Webber for album for Mr. Mistopheles had a song, but not by Sarah Brightman. So I used her songs in those videos. I had seen Cats once on VHS, but never thought anything of it. So when I made a music video to the last song of Cats on Sarah Brightman's the Andrew Lloyd Webber collection CD called Memory, and I put her to a Puss in Boots cat from Shrek. It's where he does Jack and the Beanstalk, that movie. Puss in Boots does Jack and the Beanstalk. I forget the name. Is it Puss in Boots, the name of the movie? So I don't know what the name of that female cat is, but she dances with Sarah Brightman's song Memory. And I made, so after I posted those first 3 cats videos, I made her Memory video. And then I'm like, I need to find out if these other cats, which I saw in this VHS, and I hadn't seen the 2019 version movie of Taylor Swift in 2021 yet. in March of 2021. But I ordered both the 1998 movie and the 2019 movie with Taylor Swift, the live action CGI movie of Cats. And I loved it. I think it's great. I own it on Blu-ray. I own both of them on Blu-ray. You can't scratch a Blu-ray disc and ruin it. And then that was marked the 40th anniversary of Cats being written. So my YouTube channel videos were right in time for the 40th anniversary of Cats. And around that time, Andrew Lloyd Webber did a narrative as he watched Cats 1998 and narrated his watching it for a charity fundraiser, I think. So after I made the fourth video of Cats, I'm like, I need to get to these other songs and find out if there is a cat that matches them in Hollywood or in show business. In Mary Poppins on the ceiling, Bert jokes with a joke. The joke goes, "I'm sorry, I just ran over your..." So a man knocks at the door, and a lady answers it and sees the man at the door. And the man says, "I'm terribly sorry, I just ran over your cat." And then he says, "I would like to replace your cat." And then the woman says, "That's fine, but how are you at catching mice?" To me, that foreshadows Andrew Lloyd Webber meeting the singer and performer Sarah Brightman and marrying her. And later on, not so long ago, Andrew Lloyd Webber's cat got ran over. I'm sure he loved his cat. He was on YouTube telling us about it in a video when he was reading or doing the cat's commentary on the movie. Might have been for the 40th anniversary. And then little by little, I found matches for the original cast, musical Hollywood matches for the music of the original cast of Cats. Then I found Cats for the songs without lyrics for Cats. And then I found matches for the 2019 version of Cats. And then I found people in Hollywood that and their songs that went to Cats, including Paris Hilton, Avril Lavigne, Nick Jonas, Michael Jackson, Elton John, U2, Smash Mouth, Andrea Bocelli, to name but a few, or most of them. I don't think I can come up with any more. So that's neither here nor there. And then I found real people in Hollywood who matched the Cats. For example, Bustopher Jones made a good James Corden of The Late Show, and James Corden happened to play Bustopher Jones in the 2019 version of the movie. And from there, all the Cats of the original cast had real people. And so that's my story of how it all happened. And I had so much fun making those videos. Before 2021, that in the past year and a half, I made other pop and classical music videos, including the Odyssey for the Odyssey movie, and Dante's Inferno. I made music videos for that. I made music videos from the Metropolis Symphony, Paul McCartney's Standing Stones, and Paul McCartney's Working Classical. I used modern Super Marvel hero comic book characters for that. Superman for that music. They wouldn't let me post most of it. I did Anton Dvorak to a Redemption video game and an Indian video game about the Wild West. So those are some other projects that happened, and a plethora of other music videos, including Madonna. They wouldn't let me publish her Candy Perfume Girl to Shrek Halloween special. But Skin from Ray of Light, they let me do that from Shrek. And Do I Know You From Somewhere from Shrek's Halloween special also. Plus Madonna had some others, including Enchanted, the Disney live action movie. Had Madonna songs in it in the last part of the movie, a bunch of them, including Why is it so hard to be respected? Can't remember the name of the song. What do I have to pay? Brothers, sisters, why can't we learn to accept that we're different without living in pain before it's too late? So I use Virgin Voices. It's a tribute to Madonna. It's a CD you can buy online. There's a number of a volume of them. That was volume number one. The music I used. So before I made any of the videos in 2021, I had some others, including the video game from the online video game PlayStation Home for the PlayStation 3. It's an online avatar community video game sharing platform. So like Paris Hilton, except with me, they took it offline in 2015. They never brought it back for the PlayStation 4. Maybe they'll bring it back for the PlayStation 5 because there's a lot they could do with the game. And a lot of people would buy PlayStation 5 and subscribe and pay thousands of dollars to play that game. It would be very lucrative for Sony. And it would give them ideas for their other games to bring trophies and awards into the PlayStation Home game on PlayStation 5. And I made a bunch of skits with that, including Mary Poppins. I played Nick Jonas, Sarah Brightman, Madonna as avatars of them. Harry Potter, I did some video sketches with him. And Link from The Legend of Zelda, I did some sketches on PlayStation 3 Home with him. But also on my YouTube channel, I sing some songs, some classical music, and I have some information on health, including on mad cow disease. So don't give your son or daughter lice, tick, flea, or your pets and your daughter lice treatments, unless it's essential oils, which work, or it's flea and tick treatments on any animal, because they'll cause mad cow disease. They'll damage their prions, which protect you from ultraviolet light in your skin. They'll damage those prions and cause them to be free radical that will cause your brain, put holes in your brain tissue. So DMSO, MSM might be the only cure for it. MSM powder. DMSO is in rainwater. DMSO is a cattle thing you can buy from hardware stores to put on your horses or cattle. You can rub it on yourself if you have a doctor's prescription. You can get a prescription for DMSO. It can cause a side effect, so you have to use it under supervision. If you take it internally, it's better to use an organic form and get it prescribed, because the inorganic form might not be as safe. And some people rub it on them in a gel form, but anyway, or on their animals in a gel form that they get from their local seed supply store. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with all that. Oh, my YouTube channel. So I also put Handel's Messiah to the PlayStation 3 video game Flower. All of it is now in animated form like Disney. I put Handel's Water Music by the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra version CD, which is the best, most sophisticated version of Handel's Messiah I've heard for a chamber orchestra, specially written, adapted for a chamber orchestra, and it sounds wonderful. Handel's fire music and water music, I put that to footage of the video game Skyrim, which was popular back 10 years ago when I was making my channel. And after that, that's mostly what I have on my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to Jared Routson. It's the larger of two YouTube channels, the one with 120 subscribers that has all these uploads. And it has my Urgent End Times Bible Event playlist on it. It has my Cats Infest Anaheim playlist, which is all of my music videos I made of cats, which is a movie which runs 11 hours. It would run 14 hours, except they dropped some of the videos. They wouldn't let me publish some of the videos, but 1 minute clips of them are on there. Just, it's not their entire, 1 minute is not their 20 or 40 minute entirety. But there's nothing about the original cast that I need to stress about. of cats videos. And then I have my Jellicle Cats in Hollywood with T.S. Eliot and Andrew Lloyd Webber playlist. That playlist, it has a plethora of sources about cats, not just my music videos, but videos off of YouTube about cats and productions of cats and actors in cats and history of cats. So I have some other playlists too, but that's mostly what you'll find on my YouTube channel is my music videos. And I thank you for sticking through me on this video. I also have Pinterest. I think it's Jared Routson, where I discuss Black Jews and Black Jesus through art. I have Twitter, Jared Routson. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. That covers it mostly. That's about all I've done in life on social media in the past 4 years. Since the revelation sign was given in the constellation of Virgo, the Virgin giving birth to Jupiter, and the stars the crown of stars on her head, which is Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and the moon at her feet, and the clothed in the sun at her head, and the moon clothed in the sun, or the sun at her feet and clothed in the moon. I don't know what the book of Revelation says about the woman giving birth to the child who is caught up into heaven, and she escaped the dragon by fleeing into the wilderness for 4 years. Well, or 3.5 years. Those 3.5 years are up since the 2017 revelation sign was given in September. So I don't think we have a lot of time left. So I'm glad I was able to do this project and complete it just in time. And thank you to my fans and subscribers. I can't make any money off of 120 subscribers, but at this point, I'm not really worried about making money. Thank you.